Hi folks, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. Okay, so I have officially hit 20 books, and two of them are manga. And for people that are kind of like, that's not really a book, manga's not a book, um, well, I guess them being in bookstores doesn't mean anything. Alrighty, so I did a review of I was doing a late review of like the 9 months I had owned um, my Nook Glow Light 4 Plus, because if you still own your device after 9 months and it has not gone all wonky, you're good. So I was kind of reviewing it, and then I discovered a manga because I couldn't look it now. I was seeing that they had, like, light novels, which I really didn't know the difference between light novels and like picture manga, and I discovered that light novels actually read like a book. It's not like your typical manga. So I discovered a manga that made me go, what? um, so for people that are sensitive to this kind of stuff, you can leave if you want to. But so in Japanese culture, there are different kinds of manga for different kinds of taste. So you will have like the magical girl, which is really popular here in America. You've got like aliens. You have different kinds of things, and one of them that they have is what we would term as LGBT manga, or you know. And so the two volumes I read, I'm actually on the third volume right now. It is about a woman who is like, she's brainy and smart, which is really cool, and she is really important to this like, development of robots and things like that. But there is a law. There is a law in place, and this does come into importance in the books, in the manga series. There's like 6 already published. September is when volume 7 comes out. So owning I'll just say, a pleasure robot is illegal. You cannot own one. I don't know if it's because the Japanese government is terrified that their country will be overrun by these things. I don't know. But even manufacturing one is illegal. So what happens is, this girl gets drunk because she drinks, and I'm thinking, I guess your job is so stressful that you have to drink. And then what happens is, she decides to go on a drunk spending spree, because obviously she has, the money to do it. And she buys a sex robot. She buys a sex robot. And it arrives. And the moment that it arrives, she has broken the law just by buying one. And the weird thing is, when she tries to return it, it's like, oh, it's not found. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. So point blank, I want to say this. So the title of the manga, I have it on my Nook, is Does It Count If You Lose Your Virginity to an Android? Oh man, there is so much stuff that goes on in this one. So the first volume, we meet our robot, our android, and I gave it 5 stars because I really liked the drawing. I really happened to like the drawings. The story was odd, but if you go and talk to anyone in Japan, goes and basically says, "Oh yeah, this story was kind of odd," they're gonna laugh at you because this is normal. Um, so volume one, we're introduced to her and all the stuff that they do together. The comment, the reviews of this manga, volume one, was I looked at the screen and go, "Are you even kidding me? Are you even kidding me?" So I don't know what is up with people in general. So if you go and see a cover of two women, two girl or two women, and one of them is taking off the other girl's bra, it's not wholesome. It's not wholesome at all. It is not wholesome at all. Um, and and I think it was like someone, um, someone replied to the comment. It's like, what was it? I stopped reading it after like the third panel, and I'm like, did you not see the cover of the book before you bought it? Anyway, so that was one of them. And then the second one was volume two. And apparently, what happens is our main character is trying to find out more about the robot that she bought. And so she's actually going to this meeting with these people that own these sex robots. I'm not worried about not being monetized because I'm not monetized to begin with. And it creates a whole new confusion. And we actually introduced to a new character called Mother. And Mother is the one who created this robot. She's also the one who broke the law. And so there's more hijinks and sexual stuff that goes on in it. And thankfully the person did not come back to respond to that. But back to the first volume, I had to respond to this review, and I said, "Didn't you see the cover art? Didn't you get a sample of the dang freaking?" No. Anyways, people they really amaze me about just how much they don't actually read. Just thought. Alright. Okay, so that was the manga that I read. And I will be reading manga through the entire year. Let's see here. So let's see here. I want to give you the right amount here. All right. Okay, so now I know where I'm at. All right. Okay, so those two mangas were the ones I read today. All right, so the third one, this was actually book number 16 in my 20 books. I read Stephen King's Misery, and I gave that one 5 stars because I absolutely loved the story, even though Annie Wilkes was absolutely psychologically demented. I just yeah, I mean, I understand that this came from where Stephen King was at the time. I just I read it because I was hurrying up to read it because I had like 4 people that were waiting on it. And it's really weird. It's like when you get a book from the library, they automatically tell you that there's like a certain number of people waiting on it. So you don't get a chance to just sit there and enjoy the book. You have to hurry up and read it as fast as possible. Which I will say, when I borrow a book in March, I'm only borrowing one book. I'm only borrowing one book. I'm not going through this hurrying up and trying to get the book read as fast as possible. So yeah, so Misery talks basically about this this author named Paul Sheldon, who gets rescued by his #1 fan, and she puts him through psychological torture. And yeah, it is absolutely insanity and everything. And then I read Hanukkah Guilt by, I can't pronounce her name, she's a rabbi, or it might be a guy, I don't know. Anyways, and basically it is about, this takes place during the season of Hanukkah, and you have this guy who ends up dead by, having an apparent heart attack. And then no sooner do they bury him, but the daughter is buried after. We find out that the supposed heart attack that this guy had was actually the combination of, I believe, his medication and black market Viagra. Yeah. And so, yeah. So, I mean, literally, the slut, killed this guy. The only victim at the end of the day was the baby. It's so sad that, that this baby had to suffer. And then there's like like what happens after the story. You have a couple more people that die and everything. So it was a sad story, but I did enjoy the process in which the rabbi tries to solve this mystery and just this horrible stuff that happens. Alright. Then I got Rest Ye Merry by Charlotte McLeod. So that was so before the 2 manga that I just mentioned, that was actually the last book that I read. I don't know why they call her the American Agatha Christie. I had more fun with Agatha Christie's book than I ever did with this book. This book was so awful. And I just said, no, you don't deserve that title. You do not deserve that title at all. I don't even remember what the plot was about. I didn't care anything for the characters, and I absolutely refused to read the next book. So I gave that a 1 star on Goodreads. Hanukkah Guilt got a 5 star as well. So, out of the 6 books that I no, the 5 books that I read, only 1 was a 1 star, and the rest of them were 4 to 5 stars. Anyways, yeah, so that is my video. So now I'm going to jump it up to 25 books. Yeah, we will be there for that. Okay, so anyways, yeah. Oh yes, and one more thing. Once again, don't try to compete with me. I read these books because I have enough time to read them, and I am not on my phone, and not being on my phone, I dedicate my time to reading and not on doom scrolling, which does save my sanity. Alright, I will see you guys at 25. Bye.